Okay, let's check everything good. Okay, let's start. Today, I'm not that motivated, but I will try to make at least 3 hours already starting here in the late afternoon. I was working on the apply as a tester page, but as I said in the title, what happened yesterday is I finished my Windsurf free tokens. So I can still use Windsurf, or I could pay for it, or I can still use Windsurf, even including the AI for the SWE model, the SWE1 light model, which is free, but now also the SWE1 model, which is pretty good, is also free. That's great. But before I've been using the limited amount of free tokens, the Gemini 2.5 Pro promo, which is 0.75 a token, which is pretty good. But it turns out you can use the Gemini 2.5 promo or Pro actually with the command line. So right, let's start over here. I installed the command line with just npm install. Let's do exit. I don't know, it's control D, isn't it? How to exit? Control D and control D again, okay. And funny enough, just to type exit, I use some tokens. 8,000 tokens just to say exit, which was the wrong command. That's hilarious. Anyway, let's start over. So I installed it there. Install. How do you see in npm list global packages? No, packages. I forgot. So npm-g list. Right. Yeah, so I got Google Gemini CLI. How to update them? npm-g outdated. Let's check that we have the latest version. All right, so we can update the Gemini CLI. And also Cloud Code, which I'm not using right now because it requires subscriptions. And you know, until I can get all these free ones, why not? Why not? So I'm going to see npm-g update, I think. And let's see what happened. Loading, loading, loading. It's taking a while. Let's leave it there while we wait for it. The other thing I wanted to do is let's close the stale pages. Right, was to work on this. So okay, did it do? Yeah, it didn't give any details on what it did, isn't it? The 11 packet changed APM fund for detail. Let's do again without data. This should be nothing shown. That's great. And so if I do a list, now Gemini is on version 0.19. Okay. So I'm in the root of my project, the website, including the backend. The website has, actually I want to write this down because I want to give this as a prompt for Gemini. So here you go, let's split the windows like that. And we are gonna see this is a monorepo website. This is a monorepo website, which is out of the screen, isn't it? With 3 main folders. And we got functions for the back end. So I can say a TypeScript monorepo website for the backend using Firebase Cloud Functions, uh, shared shared code between back and I say one single word. Let's do and front end. So let's do front end first. Web for the web front end, which is just static, but using JavaScript. Well, TypeScript and Svelte 5. Let's specify that to call backend functions. Okay, so well, let's start Gemini. Today I want to try Gemini CLI, which I already ran a couple of times, but never seriously used. And Gemini command line has a pretty generous free tier. Gemini, I think it's based on Gemini itself. So I authenticated using my Google account. Does it say how big is it? Yeah, like for example, 200 a month worth of AI for free. Okay, uh, difficult to qualify, but comparable with the other offerings like Claude that would cost that much, and it's a pretty good model, comparable with Claude, I would say. So let's start Gemini. Just type in Gemini on the command line. Right, so this is the new updated version. Let's make sure we have quite a bit of space for our interactions. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing I noticed there is that it says it says two things. It's 100% Gemini 2.5 Pro, that's the model. 100% context left. No sandbox, which I'm not sure what it means, but probably means that it does not really apply the changes. But let's open another tab. Um, let's go to the same folder. So dev 2025 and the budget pile web. So now I'm in main and I'm pretty clean with the GitHub Git. So everything is committed. Cool, that's perfect. Um, Tips for getting started: ask question, edit file, or run commands. Be specific for best result and create a Gemini MD files. Files. Oh, it says files plural, so maybe a file per folder. Help with more information. Should I try help first? Okay, let's see what it says. Add content. I might slide off the screen. Add the context. Use at to specify files for context. Okay, that's a pretty interesting thing to know. Files or folder. So here, when I was writing this information, yeah, maybe I should have wrote add functions, and maybe with a slash to make it clear it's a folder, and add web slash and add shared slash. Okay, so I'm glad I'm reading this. Use at to specify files for context to target specific files or folder. Shell mode execute shell commands via right exclamation mark or bang, or use natural language. Start server. Then we have help. Ooh, I'm starting already. Docs. In your browser. Okay. Clear theme, auth, editor, privacy, stats, MCP. memory tools about bug report chat quit. That's I tried before. Yeah, Control D was a way to use it twice, but otherwise slash quit. Compress. Ah, that's also interesting. When the context gets too big, you can compress it. And the shell command, we saw that already. Enter send message. Control J, new line. Can I do Shift Enter like always? Up and down. Prompt history. Alt left and right, jump through words, ask, cancel, Control C, quit. There's also an abrupt way to quit. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. So, it's talking about this what was called again? Go, can I yeah, scroll up. Gemini MD. Um, what should I write in the let's ask him, what's about this Gemini MD? Maybe it's a good thing to write those information. What should I write in Gemini MD? Um, should it be in the root folder or should I write Gemini MD file for each sub project? This is a TypeScript monorepo website. Functions over the backend. We use that correctly. Okay, let's ask that. Copy paste. Excellent. Yep. And now context still 100% processed. We start to look at the project and it output a lot. So we have to go back and read. It's a good practice. I think this is just reading, nothing to look too closely in here. And here is says that it's a good practice to have a Gemini MD in each sub-project. Okay. Functions, web, and share to provide specific instruction for each part of the monorepo. You can also have a root level Gemini MD for a high-level overview. Here was I suggest to write in each file. Root Gemini MD is the root directory should explain the overall project structure. Ah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's do that. I copy and I will read it more closely as I paste it in, remove the line numbers. So this is the root Gemini ND. I open what's called Windsurf, those AI. I don't create a branch yet, or I could create a Gemini branch. I don't know. We'll see in a bit where this takes us. So to create a file here in the root, new file, uppercase Gemini MD, from what I understand, paste that in. Okay. Now, there is a way to have a cursor spanning multiple lines. Is that with Alt key? Yes, I think. No, what's going on? Command Z, Command Z, okay. But the Option key? No. How do I, is this Shift Control? No. Let's try another one, then I will look for it. Option Command? No. So let's ask this AI here. So this is the preview. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. The AI is already suggesting to delete these line numbers, which is pretty good. But I would like to also to learn how to do this with the selection. So let's go this because it's something that comes up when editing files. So I start a new chat. I go in chat mode only with Cascade, and I select the simple model because this is a simple question. This is free forever. And I ask in VS Code, because this is basically VS Code, Windsurf. In VS Code, how do I um, do a vertical selection? Don't know if that's a way to call it. All right. To make a vertical selection in VS Code, you can use hold the Alt and Shift or option and drag your mouse. Oh, I was almost there. When I try with Command, I had the option. So okay. Oh, there you go. So will that work? Oh my God, what did I do? Let's try again. First hit that, and then there you go. Now it's better, isn't it? It seems there is a change after line 10, so let's go until line. Oh God, until line 9. Maybe I should have let the I do shift and option. Okay. No. Okay, how do I do that? If I shift and option again and press once? No. Yeah, okay. No, I just click without. Okay. This is, let's review this. Let's remove manually the line 10 and 11. Okay. This is a TypeScript monorepo. Funny how you remove the at after he told me to use the at in front of files and folder. In its own instruction, he removed the at. Budget Pilot Web monorepo. This is a TypeScript monorepo for the Budget Pilot web application. Maybe this was me when I edited, messed that up. Web application. Yeah, it was me. Sub-projects. Functions, the backend built with Firebase cloud functions. Okay, a lot of mess apparently. And the static front end built with Svelte 5. Shared code shared between the backend and the front end. Each sub-project has its own Gemini MD file with specific instruction for building, testing, and linting. Ooh, that's a big assumption. So we got the first Gemini MD. Oh, hi there. Say hi. Let's see, maybe someone popped in and maybe already left. If you're there, say hi. Right, so what's next? The next, was the main one already done. Functions. This functions what's called Gemini MD. Let's create the file. Gemini MD. Okay, what does it say here? Should contain information specific to the function subproject. Okay, so you have more details. I will copy the whole thing and then edit. You know what? I'm gonna edit. It seems like it's a bit clunky to edit in VS Code. I will edit in Sublime Text. I think probably it has exactly the same shortcut for do a vertical selection, which on the Mac is Option Shift, and on Windows will be Alt Shift, or is it not? It looks it's not. Let's ask here, what about in Sublime Text? In Sublime Text, you can make a column selection, just Option Shift and then your mouse. So why did it not work? Let's try again. I click here to start, then I click Option and Shift, and then I drag the mouse. Not working, not happening. There is another way with the keyboard. Control, Shift, and the cursor keys. Let's try that. Control, Shift, and cursor key. Okay, that works. We go down to the end and delete the line numbers. one less delete because the last delete messed up a little bit. Okay, functions. This project contains the backend Firebase cloud function for the budget pilot application. Okay, key technology, TypeScript, Node.js. Let's be more specific. What's the Node.js version? Is it specified here in the package JSON? 22. Bytest for testing, yes, lint for linting, prettier for formatting. Lint, npm run lint format, blah, blah, blah. Okay. File structure, handler functions, services, yeah, email templates, and script manage. Okay. Paste it in. Okay. Let's see the preview. Can I see the preview to see? Is this the one? Split the editor, right? How do I see the preview? Right click. Oh, welcome back, Malo. Let's close the door. Otherwise, open preview. There you go. I saw it. Open preview. The icon is on 25. Yeah, but in the room, 25. Okay. Why feel hot then? Let's go down to 24. Then I got a Coke. Coke Zero. Ah, open preview. Preview. Okay. What's that cursor there? Okay. All right. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Let's move on. We got the second Gemini MD in, and then going back to this response, web Gemini MD. Okay, that's great. New file Gemini.md. That's so cool, man. Web, this is a project. Yeah, very important to say Svelte file because every time I get suggestion for Svelte 4, and then I should say, no, 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 no. And it doesn't tell you it's for Svelte 4, it just gives you the wrong syntax. And then you have to say, no, I'm using Svelte 5. Please fix it. But I think with that, it should just work. So Shift Control and then down, arrow down, go back a few times. Don't go back too much. Let's do by hand these lines. Let's have a quick look. Let's see if those indented. This project contains a static front end. Okay. Doesn't say web. I say web. TypeScript, Svelte 5, Byte for testing, ESLint for linting, Pretty for formatting, Svelte kit for building. Run develop server, run dev, build, check, lint, format, test, routes, components, layout components, reusable Svelte component, smaller components. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Copy this thing, paste in web. Let's give a new line. Yeah. Excellent. So we are still prepping for Gemini. We didn't see any actual work done. And shared new file Gemini.md. And we got this that shows up pretty small. Let's do the vertical selection so that Shift Control. Well, if I do one more, it's messed up. So Control Z. Do by hand those lines. Leave that indented. Remove this indentation. Okay, that's it. And paste it here. All right, it does the reformatting when I save. Okay. Code share between functions and web subproject. That's correct. Key technology, just TypeScript. Nothing special here. Right. Excellent. What's next? Oh, you was creating. No, I already did. Fuck. I should have read the whole thing before. Anyway, at least I could give a closer look. Oh no. Okay, okay. So oh my god, I I sent a message to the wrong girl asking to meet up, and she said okay, and then I realized it was the wrong person. Then I said, "Oh, sorry, I made a mistake." Okay, so um, we've done that. Now the only change here is just that we have all these Gemini files. Wait, I'm confused. Because that's showing the one in function. Let's do this. Okay, now it looks more understandable. That's the root one and also the three files. So we should really start to do something. So we have to try this command line, and I think the first thing to do is can you can you make this page better? I think I can do one thing on my own first. I think this should be title should be in line with the rest. Yeah, it's in line when it gets a smaller screen, but not on a larger one. So I think I don't need the AI for that. It's okay to try the AI, but for very simple changes, I prefer to do them myself. So so we also identify the correct file to edit, so you can tell the AI. So that's so in web. Uh, Layout. And we got here the test apply page. There you found it. So that's the H1. I think we need to have a margin. Okay, that was bottom. So normally we have no, we put 0 for now, top, and then edited them. So we got top, right, that was bottom. and then we have left. So nothing changed so far. Yep. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm on the live website. I need to start the development server first. So I go to front end and I'm on the web folder, npm run dev. I open the URL. Okay, so I believe that it didn't do any change. If it did, doesn't matter. I'm gonna edit now. So that's the top margin, which is okay. Maybe I can add a little bit more since we are at it. Um, let's say 10 pixels. Yeah, it goes a little bit more space there, fine. Then we got the right margin, which we are not touching, bottom margin and the left margin, which should be in line with that 20 pixel then? Not 20, I meant. No, that's a lot more. Because that's done with padding. So let's try 60. Well, it's even more because it compounds with the margin. No, 60 just works. It gives me the impression that it's slightly more indented, but maybe I'm wrong. I want to try 58 to see how it looks like. Kind of looks better to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah? Let's go back to 60. Okay. So now that this is on the same line, the problem is when I go, yeah, to smaller screen, that should now remove that margin. So I go down in the media query in H1, and we are gonna remove that margin, go to 0. Okay, and looks good. Yes, Marshmallow, you want to go out again, yeah? All right, so that looks good. What I want to do really with the okay, hold on. What I really want to do with um, Gemini command line is to improve this design for the content part. I'm pretty happy with the header and the footer, but not with the central part. It looks bland. So I'm gonna tell this, but before I do any change, because I don't trust these tools, I'm gonna commit. So I'm on the main branch and I'm gonna create a branch, which, yes, we did this Gemini MD changes, but those are like smaller changes. They don't they wouldn't need their own branch for it. We'll just make a commit. The real change is about tester apply styling. Let's go it. Okay, so now we commit this. Oh yeah, we also changed the tester apply slightly. Yeah, for that, let's commit -im created. Oh, okay, you know, let's do that. Just this tester apply styling, and let's also push it. I think I haven't hit it. No, hit push. Right, let's do that. Time to try. So finally, I can go here to the Gemini and say, oh, we have to identify this file. And say the tester apply page has header and a footer. I had a central content area and a footer. Should it tell him what the page is, where it is? Let's tell. When I do add, will it have suggestion on the files? Add web. No, I don't. Slash web src. Can I copy layouts, routes, tester apply? No, my mouse is going crazy. What if I do? Can I copy path? Yeah. If I copy path, what does it copy exactly? A bit too much. So I'm gonna copy the relative path, which is this bit. Okay, the tester apply page. Okay, let's say page at that as a header, a central content area, and a footer. I think the central content in defined in, or I have to add with option I can go faster, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. The central content defined in tester applies welt, copy path, then paste it here, then get the relative URL, put a net in front. There was something appearing down there. Ah, look at that. Oh, that's a suggestion, so I can press tab now? Yeah, just to get the E. Let's try again. Oh yeah, I got the suggestion down there. Look at that. I can navigate them. I didn't notice that before. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think the central content defined in tester applies well looks a bit bland. Can you uh, improve the styling, still keeping a professional look for uh, an Android app website? All right, go crazy with it. Oh, I also want to ask what is the sandbox afterwards. Oh, whoa, what's going on? We attempt to read concatenate files pattern. Yeah, that's not my fault. That's something he does. Oh wow. So he went already like in trouble. Nothing works. 22 errors? Is this because my backend is not running? I don't think that's the case. You shouldn't call the backend, but let's run it just in case. Backend. So, but I have to go to functions, npm run serve. I think this is error with the API itself. 82 seconds, lots of errors, nothing concrete yet, 42 errors. Hundred seconds. To flash. Let's go to use the API key. We'll do it again. So let's copy the prompt. I think I'm gonna interrupt this session. Let's find the original prompt because I took time to write it. Oh, I can't scroll up. I think I will be able to scroll up once. My God, my dog. The first try. And that's not what I saw in the YouTube videos. That's not an experience. But we'll try with the API key. But also that scrolled away. I know it's here. Okay. Where's the yellow? I so briefly flash it. There you go. Let's copy this thing. Zero response time detected. Automatic switching from Pro to Flash. Either upgrade or utilize the Gemini API key by using /auth. Okay, let's go to do create an API key. I will probably have to do in the other screen because at a certain point the API key will. Okay, yeah, will show up. API keys. No API key. Create API key. Plus. Select a project from your existing Google Cloud projects. Okay. Create API key in an existing project. Generating API key. Let's move this off screen in case it shows. Yes, it did. Do not share them or embed in public. Yeah, okay. I think I moved that quick enough. Copy the API key. Now, let's see what it's doing here. Auth. Change the auth method. Yeah, but I don't know how. Let's press auth, enter. Yeah, Gemini API key. Yes. Environment variable not found. Okay. Add to your env and try again. No reload needed. Okay. I want to quit. What do I do? Escape? Yeah. How to add my Gemini API key to dot env. Show me. Oh, create an example file. Create an example file. I will then update it with the correct API key. I can't even do that. Okay. So it's creating a new file. What's that? This. Edit git ignore. This slash this. Not sure what that means, but basically it's adding the dot m in the git ignore. Okay, allow. Yep. And creating the m file. I will update the git ignore to exclude the m file and create an example file. Create a new file called env, renaming it. Open the env and put the API key. Yep. That's cool. So go there. I got this env example file. What is this strange symbol there? And okay. It's just yeah, it's just the icon for it. Okay. Uh, do I need the quotes around the Gemini API key value? It seems not the case, but just want to be sure. Maybe it's you can, but it's optional. No, you don't. Okay. So let's rename this file to just env. And now I'm gonna copy the API key off the screen. So I move this off the screen. Copy. Paste, save the file, close the file, go back. Okay. So let's auth. And now Gemini API key. 100+ errors. Let's do up key to find the prompt that I wrote before. There you go. Hold on. The other thing to check is what changes do I have now? Just those two. What is this PG-Lite debug log? Let's add the git ignore. Yeah, let's copy this prompt for later. Okay. I'll make it a multiple line so it's easier to manage. Then I want to know what's that file. I'm scared to look at it. Let's look at it inside in the other screen in case it contains anything sensitive. Probably not. That's actually empty. Okay. But why was it created? Let's delete this prompt. What is this web file? At oh, it was right there. Yeah, that is was suddenly created and it looks empty. I didn't create it. Okay. PG Lite. Is that Postgres? I don't use Postgres. I'm not sure. Then I want to restart the IDE because here it says 100 errors, and I want to see if with the API key is working better. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Delete it. I'll say yes. Does it tell me how much you use yet? Yes, allow it once. Yes, please slash quit. Okay. So we used 327,000 tokens and spent about a minute of agent time and 3 minutes of API time. Okay. But success rate very low. Let's try to now commit the changes just to stay clean. Commit and push. I got this alias. I squash things in the branch, so I don't need a detailed commit message here. All right. Let's start Gemini again. How do we know which auth method are you using? So let's say auth again. Yep. It says API key, so it's remembered. I just do it again. Okay. No problem. Let's ask what it means. Does it mean no sandbox C docs in this interface? Are you self-aware? Should be. It means that I'm running, yeah, I am running directly on your operating system, not in a sandbox or containerized environment. This is the implication, direct access, safety, yep, confirmation, and anyway, I'm using source control to undo anything I need to undo, no problem with that. So let's do the prompt again, same prompt as before, see if now works. Why did it say defining no sandbox? Of course, I improved the styling of a tester applies belt. Let's have a look before the changes. That's before the changes. No, I forgot to tell to modify the main colors as well if it needs to. Yep, you already found it. Yes, you can change it too. But I see, yep. Mm-hmm. I would improve tester applies belt is a more dynamic professional layout inspired by material design. I will add a subtle background, import the card appearance with shadows and a better spacing, ensure typography readability. This sounds amazing. Let's see the actual result and make the call to action more prominent. Okay, I will start by checking space belt for existing pattern, implementing design. 99% context left, so this shows how incredibly big is the context window. We already looked at few files. and use only 1% of the context. I've devised a plan to enhance test apply Svelte using techniques from Hero Svelte. Okay. I think maybe it's too much in here, but let's see. Um, Semi-transparent background border box shadow, all center with flex boss. The container will be restructured for readability, featuring check mark icons. Ah, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, forgot. For benefits and distinct sections for requirements. I'm now reading. Nice, nice. I'm now ready to replace the content with a new code. Well, let's do it, and then we'll check later. Ooh. Oh, that's cool, but maybe I should update the rest of the website as well. Yeah, that's better than I can do for sure. I've updated the styling, new design, and provide some more modern. Anything I can help you with this? I think now this is cool, very cool. But I should remove this spacing down below. Now it's a bit too much here, I think. I will do it by hand. So I go in footer. I think this is something footer does. I'm not totally sure, but let's check. Margin 15. So that's the top, yeah. Let's try to put 10 and see what happens. Yes, it's reducing. Let's go 5. That should be pretty small. Let's go 2. And only 1 now. Right, that's the look I'm looking for. Man, I'm pretty happy. Let's review this. I think only thing I'm confused about. Yeah, it kept a good experience for mobile. Let's review the mobile look more in detail using mobile site. Oh, a mobile, there is too much space now there. Let's go fix that. I put just 1 pixel there. Footer, let's go media query footer. Ah, where's the first media query? Down there. Why the space increase? I see padding change, but I don't see margin changes. Okay, let's see with the dev tools where this coming from. Click on it. Margin 6. Who gives this margin 6? Oh, there it is. Margin 6. Let's go 1. Ah, there you go. Why I cannot see the end of the footer? Is this a problem with the dev tools? Cannot scroll up. It's there. Yeah, it's definitely there. 1 hour. Okay, I'm very happy with this change. You know what I do when I'm happy with the change? I commit. But before I commit, I want to take a look at the change itself. Yeah. So one thing I didn't even learn too much is how to review changes with VS Code. Maybe it's the time I start doing that. So before I do that, let's have a look here. or everything, just two files been modified. I check with my dog. In the heat, if he likes that, door is open, he can come back. Two files were modified. I can check the diff quickly with git diff. Maybe I should do -b. Yeah, to have a better diff, ignoring blank changes, blank space, white space changes. Ooh. So he did some inline SVG, eh? Interesting. That is pretty cool. Don't know if I would have done it inline, but actually, inline is very, very short. Will take no time to download, much quicker than an image. I don't know if it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing repeated over and over. I wonder if it can be factorized in a way. How do I check this same diff with VS Code versus Windsurf? Okay, source control there. So this is what I did on the footer. I didn't do anything on the footer. That's my change, and that's the changes that were done by the AI. You can see them in two ways. One, or with two different panes, which is perhaps useful to not get confused. Even though it's hard to see with long lines. Okay. All right. It's just CSS and it's okay. Let's commit. Again, I'm gonna do git commit and push. Now we are clean. Now let's ask about the repeated SVG image. Yeah, that's a good one. I would like to say good job, but it's not human. So you don't need to do that. I'm gonna say, I see that. I see that in web slash SRC layout. I'm not sure. SRC lib web SRC lib layout. Yes, my dog want to come in. Web SRC lib way layout, and the page was layouts. Fine. Was tester. Ah, that's why, because it's below. Tester apply. Svelte, let's see, tab. Um, let's open the page. View box. Stroke. You've added the same SVG. You have apparently added the same SVG image inline multiple times. Is it possible to factorize? Oh, I like how you resize. Factorize, so it's just once without, but still keeping it line, but still keeping it in line. Ah, nice. It changed that, showing just the file name after you got the whole path. 98% contacts left using for Gemini MD files. Okay, it tells you here. And I have to keep, let's keep track of the files I'm using so I don't have to do them every time. So that was one. And that was another one. Okay, this is like taking time, 50 seconds. Let's wait. And when I wait, I do a small toilet break. What happened? Of course, you're right. Repeating SVG is not ideal. I will refactor it. I will move the list of benefits into an array. Let's see, kind of complex. In the script, and then use each block. Oh, the SVG is just that. Oh, that makes sense, though. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty cool. You can't really see the change here because it's like cut out. We'll see it later. So let's allow it first. Streamline the effect. Marshmallow. You just came in. Why don't you settle down? Why do you want to go out in the garden and come back, then go out again? I've refactored Tesla applies Svelte component to remove the duplicated SVG code. The list of benefits is now defined in an array. Okay, I think I like this change. I just reopen the file just in case it's stale. It shouldn't. Now, if I save it, it will reformat. This is a very, very, very long line. Okay, each are very, very nice. Let's split this line. So, okay. So that's the tick. And just to confirm that this is a tick, even though it's obvious, I will delete it. And now there is no tick. Yep, now we put it back. So we are 100% sure that that's a tick. You also did something with the background. So, look at that benefits array. So nice, so nice. And then you use as well for each benefit. So now we have a good code. Much better. Yes, much better. Okay, okay. You know what? I will take a break then, lunch break, walk the dog because obviously, and go on later. This is not working.